You see that? I think you also might have learnt what a noun is. Okay? So noun is a word that refers any animal, anything, any person or any place. Okay, so this is a brief introduction regarding noun. So in this class, we will see what is a proper noun and a common noun. Okay, so you see that noun is, it has been classified in 5 groups. One is common noun, second proper noun, third collective noun, material noun, fourth material noun, and the last one is abstract noun. Abstract. Okay, so these are the 5 forms of nouns. Among these 5, in this class, we will see what is a common noun and what is proper. Okay, ready? So you see that. Have you heard about common noun even? Maybe not, because you are in 4th standard. You children might haven't heard about common noun. So therefore, I will introduce you what is common noun. Okay? So proper noun as well. So common noun is a name given to same class people, animal or thing or any city. Understand? And proper noun. This is about common noun. What is a common noun? Common noun is a noun that refers same class people, animal, things or place. For example, you see that boys are playing. So what is the noun in the sentence? Surely it is boys, because boys means person. Understand? So you see that, is it a name of a boy? Is it a name of a person? No, it's not the name of a person, but boys is a category of human being. Understand? So boy means it can be any boys. They can be anyone. Understand? And if a proper noun is a noun that is given a particular name to a person, place or thing or any animal. If we call a person by name, that is called proper noun. Understand? So simply we can say that proper noun is a kind of noun in which we give name to animals. So they will be called with a particular names. Okay, now? For example, Sachin is playing. Observe these 2 sentences. In the first sentence we simply say that boys are playing, and in the second sentence we are saying that Sachin is playing. So the action is same, but the name of the persons are quite different. Here we said boys, So there is no any specific name for that boy. Boy means it can be anybody. It can be anybody. We didn't mention specifically somebody is it. Right? But in the second sentence, we specifically mention the name of the player. Understand? So Sachin means that is particular name of a person. Understand? Any noun which convey particular name, that is called proper. You got it? You understand? I will write one more, okay? Girls is eating fruit. Look at me carefully. Girl is eating fruit. Here, you see that there are two noun words are there. What are they? One is girl and one is fruit. And what kind of noun do you think it is? This is common noun. Understand? So the both nouns which we have underlined are examples of common noun. Okay? You see the girl. Girl means it can be anyone. We didn't mention particularly a girl. It can be anyone. Girl is eating fruit. And what she is eating, do you think we have mentioned any particular name of the fruit? No. She is eating any fruit. Fruit means it can be anything. Any fruit. It might be mango, it might be banana or custard apple or whatever fruits. It can be anything. Okay, no? So, proper noun, so common noun is naming word to either person or thing, place or any area. Okay, so that is. And if we rewrite the same sentence in different way, we are rewriting the same sentence in different way. Okay, na? What changes we will do here? We just name them. Okay, girl. Just take girl. Sunita is eating mango. Okay. Now you see that here we have written that Sunita is eating mango. So first we need to underline the nouns in the sentence, and now reading the sentence, Sunita is eating mango. Here you see that the person is given a specific name, Sunita. Understand? And in the same way, the fruit which is being eaten also given a specific name, that is mango. Understand? So therefore, we can say that any noun which is given a specific name, it is called proper noun. Understand how we have done here? And in the other way, any name which are same class but they don't convey any name are common. Understand? So we will see one more example. Third one. I live in a village. Okay? So you see that village is a place where somebody lives. Understand? So there is no any specific name mentioned for this village. Village means it can be any place where the speaker lives. Okay, na? So therefore, we say this common noun. If I write the same in different way, I live in Pamur. You see? Can you understand a difference between these two sentences? In the first sentence, we have written that I live in a village. The speaker mentioned that he lives in a village, but there is no any specific name is mentioned where he lives. He just told that he lives in a village. That's it. So therefore, it can be any village. So it would be common. Okay? And in the second sentence, you see the second sentence, I live in Pamur. So here, speaker, he specifically mentioned the place where he lives. Where does he live? He lives in Pamur. He specifically mentioned the name of place where he lives. That is Pamur. So therefore, it is called proper noun. You got it? You got it? What is the common noun? Common noun is a noun, is a name that given to same class, person, animal, things or places. And a proper noun is name given to, it's a specific name given to a person, animals, places or any other thing. Understand? So this is, so in the lesson, all the people who are called by name are examples of proper nouns, and which don't have names but they are common or common nouns. Okay? So next, you see that, turn the page back on the page number 6. On the page number 6, you are given 7 sentences. Do you see the 7 sentences? And in among these 7 sentences, we have to pick common noun and proper noun. Okay? How we have to do it? See, read out the heading of this. Circle the common noun and underline the proper noun. In every sentence, it might be some words related with common noun or some words might be related with proper noun. If you think the noun is common noun, the word is common noun, you have to circle that. And the one which you think it is proper noun, it has to be underlined. Okay? So we do that exercise. Okay, children? Now we will do the exercise. In this exercise, you see, circle the common noun and underline the proper noun. So we have to read every sentence. If you think, so there is a common noun given in the sentence or proper noun is there in any sentence, then if it is a common noun, it has to be circled. Okay? If you think any noun is a common noun, you have to circle it. And if you think that the noun is a proper noun, then you will have to underline that. You got it? So okay, I'm reading, okay now? Cashier, the kitten is sleeping in a hat. So you see that in the sentence, cashier, the kitten is sleeping in a hat. You see that? So cashier, what do you think it is? It is the name of the kitten. Understand? This is the name of a kitten. So as we learned earlier that if any animal, person, city, place or anything, if it has a specific name, then it is called a proper noun. And every proper noun has to be underlined as per this rule. Okay, now? So here we are asking to underline the proper noun. So as it is the name of the kitten, so therefore it will be proper noun. So we have underlined here. Okay, now? So the next is the kitten. The kitten is common noun. Why it is? Kitten means it can be anyone. Understand? It can be anyone is sleeping in a hat. Hat also an example of common noun. So therefore we circle it. Alright? And come to the next one, the puppy. Puppy. There is no name. Puppy means the baby of a dog is called puppy. Okay, it's not a name. Okay, now how the babies of a cat are called kitten, in the same way the babies of a dog are called puppy. Actually it's not a name. Okay, now? So therefore puppies are common noun where it's tail. Okay, and come to the third one. Brinda is a slim girl, and in the sentence you will find one proper noun and one common noun as well. So what do you think Brinda is? Brinda is the name of a person. So here the person is given a specific name, that is Brinda. So therefore it is called proper noun. So therefore we have underlined here. And the girl, what is the girl? Girl is an example of common noun. You got it? So here it is. You can understand better. Brinda is a specific name of a girl. Okay, no? And the word girl, it can be any girl. So therefore it is example of common noun. Okay. So next is Naveen visits Lucknow often. So what do you think? Naveen means, is it name or not? It is a name of person or not? So Naveen is a proper noun because it is the name of a person. Okay. In the other way, Lucknow. Lucknow also is the name of a city. You do know that? So as here person is given a specific name, in the same way the city also is given a specific name, that is Lucknow. So therefore these two are examples of proper nouns. So therefore we have underlined these two words. Okay. Next, come to the next. Next one is also very same like fourth one. Mrs. Sen. Mr. Sen, the person's name. So therefore we recognize this as a proper noun. Thus we underline it. And where does Mr. Sen live? Where does he live? He lives in Siliguri. Right? It's the name of it. It's the name of a city. Okay, na? So therefore we recognize Siliguri also as a proper noun. So therefore we have underlined here. Now come to the next. Mrs. Yusuf. What is Mrs. Yusuf? It is the name of a person. Understand? All the names of person. If any person is given a specific name, so surely that would be proper noun. So therefore we also underline here, has been our teacher. Teacher is not a name. It is a class. It is a working class people who teach students. Understand? So therefore, teacher is an example of common noun, and we are instructed to circle all common nouns. So we circle here for 2 years. Okay. And the last one, new model high school. What is that? The school is given a specific name, as we study in St. Mark's. Understand? What is the name of your school? When someone asks you where do you study, you would say that I am studying in St. Mark's, right? It means what? Your school has a specific name. Understand? In the same way, new model high school. Here it is a high school. The school is given a specific name, that is new model high school. And so therefore, every noun which has a name is proper noun. Okay, so therefore we underline here, and is very respected school. School is not a proper noun, it's a common noun. School means it can be any school. Okay, na? In our city as well. City also, because there is no any specific name for this city. It can be any city. So therefore, it is example of common noun. Understand? So I hope you people have understood that. Okay, na? And next time when you get such exercise, when you meet any such exercise, I hope you will answer it. Okay? So next we will see how to form plural forms. Okay children, now come to the next exercise, that is how to form singular noun into plural. You see that basically in a classroom, teachers, they observe several times that students struggle to make singular one into plural. So here is some rules for you. So basing on these rules, by following these rules, you can change a singular word easily into plural. Okay, ma'am? So let us see what are these rules are. So first you see the very common rule. What is the very easiest and common rule to make a singular one into plural is, if any noun is, the simplest way is most words they convert into plural only by getting s. Okay, na? So for example, you see boy. If you write boy, so most words they change into plural when they fix s at the end of given noun. Okay, na? You see that boy. And how to form the singular of the boy? That is very simple. Just you only have to add an s at the end of boy, then thus it would become boy. So this is the most common way of making singular into plural. But some words, they require a certain rules to get into plural. What are they? We will see. Add es to nouns ending in s, ch, sr, etc. You see that any word, any noun, if it is ending with SX, CH, S or SH. I mean to say that any noun which is getting any letter out of these four, that letter has to be added with the ES. Thus, they would change into plural. For example, you see that box. Box. How would you change this? You see that what is the last letter here? X. So it is X, and what the rule says, if any noun has X at the ending, so that one has to be added with the ES, thus it becomes boxes. You see the already box, and we are adding ES to that, then it is becoming boxes, right? We simply just added ES as per the rule. Okay, na? And some words they end with the CH. For example, catch. Do you play cricket? In a cricket, we catch the ball when batsmen hit it. Okay, na? So catch. And what is the ending letters of the catch? CH. Do you see CH here? So here is CH. And as per the rule, if the noun, if the word is ending with the CH, we have to add it with the ES, thus it becomes catches. Right? Do you see? We added, yes, catches. You got it? Now, next one. S. Any word or any noun, if it ends with the letter S. So as per the rule, that has to be added ES, then it becomes, it's a plural. For example, you see that bus. What is the ending letter of this word? Yes. Okay, na? So what we have to add to find its plural? That is nothing but ES. Bus already is given, and what we need to fix at the ending to this to find its plural? ES. Buses. You got it? And the final one, SH. Brush. Okay? You see that? Brush. We got SH at the ending, and how to make it so plural? Nothing but only add ES at the end of this, then it becomes brushes. So this is one rule of to make singular into plural. And let us see the next. So here it is one more rule. In nouns ending in Y, if any noun that ends with Y, okay, na? It means what? Any noun which has Y last, the letter of the noun Y at the ending, but preceded by a consonant. But before that, if it is a consonant rather than vowel, change Y into I and adds ES. So read this: in nouns ending in Y but preceded by a consonant, change Y into I. This Y changes into I. Later on, E and S has to be added to that. Okay? So let us see what is that. Fail. You said fail. Do you see? Let us see. What is the ending letter? Ending letter is Y. You got it? Ending letter is Y. But the thing is, it is preceded by a consonant. R is not a vowel, it's a consonant. You know the vowels and consonants? So R is a consonant. So therefore, in this case, in this particular case, to find its plural, how this fairy will be turned into plural. So as per the rule, this ending letter Y will change into I, it becomes I. Later on, it also has to be added with the ES, like this. F-A-I, fairies. So do you see, Y has turned into I and ES got added to it. Therefore, it has become fairies. Got it? And the last one, here one more, in nouns ending in Y but preceded by a vowel adds only S. So what is the difference between these two? If any noun ending with Y but preceded by a consonant, in such a case the Y changes into I, later on it adds ES, like this. And in the other way, in nouns ending in Y but preceded by a vowel, that has to be added only with the S. For example, day. You see that? Day. Day. The noun is ending with the Y. But as per the rule, it is being preceded by A. A is a vowel. So therefore, the Y will remain same there. It simply be added with the S. So therefore it changes into days. Okay na? And next is in nouns ending O's. Some nouns they will end with O's but preceded by a consonant adds ES. Understand? Any letter, any noun which is ending with O. For example, potato. You see that it's a noun and ending with O. What is the last letter of the potato? That is O. And it is B, but preceded by a consonant. What is the preceded word? That is consonant. It's not a O, it is a consonant. So therefore, it has to be added with the potato and ES. Potatoes. You got it? Potatoes. Got it? Next. And in some nouns that end in F or FE changes into VES. If any word, any noun that is ending with F or FE, either F or FE, so such a noun will convert into plural when they are added VES at the ending. So we are seeing here cough. You see that cough? What is the ending word? F. Okay, no? So therefore, the ending letter will change like this and it becomes cough. Got it? VES. We have removed F and added VES. At the last, first it got its plural form. And the same, in case of FE, it also same. It follows the same rule. Knife. Knife. So, FE, F and E will be removed, and in place of F and E, we will add knives. Okay? So this is the way how to form plural. Okay?